Here we go.
Institution of Slavery 2025.
Yo, everybody, get ready to be G-Bird. We'll be right back. Oh my, for Cal, how you doing, buddy? I hadn't seen your name in quite a while. So I still got to hook up with you. We need to do that soon. Slav, I know you were in here first. Where's Chuck? Chuck's always up in this joint first.
No. I saw your comment 4 hours ago.
I saw your comment. Dale, how you doing, buddy? Nord, good to see you.
Employees of the Hex Text channel do not qualify for first place.
Yes.
I'm not an employee. I pay the man.
Yeah. That's true. Never mind.
So are you, Todd. Don't let him Stockholm syndrome you like that.
You're a great employee then.
Yeah, no shit.
All right, so before we'll give a couple minutes here before we get rolling. Let Peeps join up in here. I don't see Charles. That scares me a little bit when he's not up in here. So just as a disclaimer,
boom.
There he is. Is he there? Oh, I got my messages aren't scrolling. There he is. So this is going to be. Corvinus needs to come over here. This is going to be. This is my disclaimer. These are my games, my Gettysburg games, in kind of the order that I like them. Now, what we're going to go through tonight, some of these games I may not have played, some I may not like. Some I question why they were even made. Some I love to death. Some I want to like, but I need to give them a fair shake before I say yay or nay. But you're going to kind of get my top 10, but really the top 5 is the big thing. And I hope you all enjoy what we're going to do here. Now Todd has my list. And so
where the hell was my copy?
No, I just told you a second ago. So I'm going to provide my point on the game. And then when we hit these games that McMurray has played, he'll be the counterpoint to what I say about a game. And we're not going to browbeat most of these games to death because we'd be on here for freaking 3 days if we did that. I think there's somewhere around 20 some games on the list, maybe. If I've left a game out, now here's the criteria. The game is specific to the Battle of Gettysburg only, not operational campaign stuff. Now, there is one game in this list. Yeah, there's a perfect example right there because that entails more than just Gettysburg itself.
I was about to say, you telling me the GCACW Gettysburg game isn't on here?
Yeah, it's not on the list because believe me, if it was and I criteria that would be in the top 5. So
this is my top Gettysburg game because guess what? It's the only one I've ever played.
But these ones are specific to the battle itself. They could be segments of the battle. It could be the full battle, but it is the Battle of Gettysburg, not all the operational stuff around. There is one game in the list that has operational, but it also has the tactical version of the Battle of Gettysburg. So you will see that in here. So we're going to get this thing started, and I'm going to I knew how to do this screen share thing like you do, Todd, but I can't do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my camera to my
present.
And how do I?
And you're going to share your screen. Those things are on. So you're going to hit present.
Share screen.
And then you can choose the window or the screen.
Let's do the screen. All right, here we go. Boom. Game number 1 on the. Now I got to pull up my little spreadsheet here. So, all right. This game now we're going to be working. These are kind of going to be more like mentions than anything else. All right. And I got my little comments listed here to myself and my rating. Now, please don't take my rating words as the gospel. It's just a word I put in there because I wasn't very fond. And my rating for this Clash of Giants game is yuck. And I'm not even sure why they even made this game. I think the system is just as hideous as it can. And it's a bird game. The Ted Racer, which shocks me because I love everything else I've played by Ted Racer. But this one didn't do it for me. Now, the map and the counters in this game, well, they're gorgeous. I mean, one thing about his games, he always does nice area but I didn't get much out of the play of this game. Now, maybe it was designed to be just like super, super simple, but the step loss thing in this, I don't know, just wasn't mine. Now, like I said, if you guys see a game in here that you don't agree with what I'm saying, make sure that you comment in below and, telling me to shut up or whatever. But Smash the Giants, that's one of two that's at the bottom of my list. All right. So let me turn this back on here.
You don't have experience with that, do you, McMurray?
No, before I've looked at it, but then every time I've looked at it, I look at it, I read the BGG page, I look at it, and then I read the BGG page, and then I set it back on the shelf. Question for you, Jeff, before we get too far in here.
Sure.
Gettysburg 76. Does that count as one game or three games?
I don't know, Gettysburg 76.
Or 77?
I don't know.
The Bicentennial Edition.
If that comes up on my list, we'll argue about it.
How would it not come up on your list?
You'll just have to wait and see. Counterpoint.
Whatever.
Counterpoint.
Continue.
Let's go. All right, let's move down the list of the follower now. Here's another one. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
That's right, Nord. That's right.
Apologies. We can't have that not running on the bottom of the screen.
Hell yeah, we can.
All right, so let's move on to this next one here. This is going to be tricky for me, man, because I'm trying to get this stuff up on the screen the right way. All right. Here is my next one. And let me tell you something. This game, this is how dumb Hexy is.
Agreed.
First of all, the beauty of this game, I think the counters are nice. The maps are gorgeous. It's a bird title. That gets me going right off the bat, all right? But this is the one game that I know that he created that he actually told an owner of the game, oh, don't even play that. It's broken. Now, I don't know about the Gettysburg version of this game, whether it's broken or not, because after I tried to play the first one, it was blah. I couldn't even get the game set up. So, but it's a gorgeous game. It really is. I mean, I think there's 3 or 4 battles in it, but you can't play it. And it stinks because it's a big quad or 5-game box. It's a big 3-inch box. What's it got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it's got 4 games.
Yes. It said John Southard on there. Isn't that a miniatures guy?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Yes, Chickamauga's on there.
So I think I've set up the same battle twice to play it. And finally, when I got real deep into it and was reading the rules and everything, and I went to do the setup again, I finally went through the whole set. I'm like, wait a minute, where does this go? There's stuff missing. And then I went over on BGG and looked at some of the comments on it, and there was one in there where somebody had actually talked to Richard Berg himself, and Richard Berg told him, "Don't play it; it's broken."
Oh yeah, we're talking about this. Yeah.
Other games. So this one here's in my yuck rating too, and it sucks because I want. Okay, this is one of those games where I wish somebody would go grab it and fix it, because everything in the game, the maps and the counters, I think are gorgeous, and I'm sure Bird had a great idea when he was going to design this, but it just, I mean, I think it would have been awesome, and there could have been 2 or 3 boxes for this, all the different battles. But yeah, that one gets that gets a yuck. All right, let me get to the next task.
Hey, what up, Camp?
Hey, real quick, before you get to the next one.
Go ahead.
Nordic says, Hexy, the best Gettysburg game I ever played was lining up thousands of 1/72 IMAX ACW miniatures in a battle lines in my friend's living room in Gettysburg. We played for hours tossing foil balls about. Pretty good. That's a good story.
Awesome, like Little Wars combination in there. The really awesome thing, Nord, Jeffy now has far more miniatures than Todd.
Yep. Accurate.
Yeah.
Todd has problems.
I'm fixing to have even a few more.
Hell yeah, you are, buddy.
Let's see. Give the original West version a try. What's the West End version, Slav? Camp, how you doing, buddy? Let's see. I'm already ahead of you. All right. John Suller also did Tokyo Express, Carrier Fire Team, Drive on Frankfurt, and others besides ACW titles. Yeah, I know his name, but I for some reason, did he solo design anything, Mike? If you know that, let me know that. All right, let's drop on to the next one in the list. All right. Anybody ever heard of this one?
I can't read it. Can you say the name of it?
McPherson's Ridge.
Huh, I've heard
By
McPherson's
Task Force
Bridge.
Games.
Yeah.
Not that game, no.
Okay.
So are
So
we
I
out
have
of your
this.
yucks now?
What's that?
Are we out of the yucks and into just games?
We are. Yeah, there were only 2 yucks. This
Okay.
one here is I have it listed as, to me, as unknown because I haven't played it.
Do you own it?
I do. It's on my shelf over here. Man, I showed it to you all the other night. It's sitting up there beside my Band of Brothers stuff.
Okay.
But I haven't played it yet, but I'm curious to play it because it looks like. Now, I have one other game where it has scenarios in it where you're doing very, very, very super deep tactical Civil War fighting. And I think this one is like, just by glancing at it, that it's like playing a terrible swift sword at an even tighter level.
Okay.
So, and it's just the first day around McPherson's Ridge. This is made by, what do I have on the list there? I can't have all that up.
Todd said it. Task Force Games?
Task Force Games, yeah. I'd never heard of them. I haven't gone to look. I've only looked at this thing on BGG, but this thing looks really, really, really interesting. And I kind of want to give it a whirl. No, why can't I change? And this is all the images they have. There's not even one of the maps.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
What up, Biggie Kirkle?
because I don't think anybody's played this thing. So,
Dude, get after it.
yeah, I need to. I really do. You're not wrong about that. So, but yeah, so that would be number 3. These are, like I say, these are just the mentions. Let's drop off of this one because I want to kind of get through these and then get to what I consider the good stuff for me. Anyhow, like I said, remember those y'all just joining. This is just my selection of what I like.
Yeah, definitely list your Gettysburg games or any Civil War games, honestly, if you want. But Gettysburg,
put them in there, and then let's see how many that I have that are the same. And we're going to hit on a few here that's going to trigger.
Yeah, they're not all going to be unknowns and yucks. He's got a good list here.
Yeah. So here is. Now I'm going to get some boo-ha-has maybe out of this. I don't know. This is a massive. This to me is the biggest Gettysburg game I've ever seen. This Hallowed Ground from the Gamers.
Holy shit! What is the weight on that? 4 point something?
This thing's monster, man. This thing.
Whoa, 4.17.
Yeah, I think it's got like 6 total maps on this thing.
What's each counter? A fucking company? Excuse me, a company?
So it's the regimental subsystem.
Oh, I've heard of it, but I don't know it.
Yeah. So so this has, so you had Civil War Brigade series, which the order system and all that, and those were demi brigades. This is regimental level, and it applies a lot of the CWBS rules to it. And then, of course, somewhere along the line, they realized, this is too much. Let's go to line of battle. But this game was released in 1998, a regimental subsystem from the Gamers. I have not played the system, but I had their Shiloh game set up, and I was using the line of battle rules to play it a while back. The game is extremely large. My table will not handle all the maps together at one time. The color on the maps. Well,
you said color nightmare.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really just. No, that. It's your typical, I don't know, I guess MMP map.
Like kind of middle of the road. It's
the
colored.
Gamers.
It's not just
that's definitely Gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I'm talking about the orange and the yellow stuff right there, it's a little different than anything else I'm accustomed to seeing. But I mean, other than that, it's a typical Gamers or MMP or the Gamers type map. Mm-hmm. And I won't let go of this. I'm never going to have a table big enough to play it, but I could probably do some scenarios in it. So, I'm hoping that'll get me some time to play this thing. Stuart, how you doing, buddy? Let's see.
Camp Sawyer says, I saw this Hallowed Ground. This is 3 Dog on steroids.
Yeah. No, he's not kidding. He's not kidding.
It's going to go through a couple of the comments here.
Go ahead. Go through some of the list there.
I only have 3 days of Gettysburg, Death Valley, plus supplement Into the Woods. I need more. I really do.
Nord, go back to last July. I've got a whole bunch of. I know that you're not at the level of entry level games, but I played 4 or 5 entry level Gettysburg games and kind of compared them all.
Yeah, we're going to hit some of yours here in just a minute, Andrew.
Hey, this is kind of for McMurray there. You can play any flying colors again. He's talking to Camp Sawyer, but same
Hell
to you.
yeah.
Let's see. I got snacks, but snacks sound good. Terrible. Let's see. Terrible. To sword. Military recycles. Last chance for victory. Or Stewart.
There you go.
Cool. We got Mitchell Land. So much
Hell
fun.
yeah. Hell yeah. Blind Swords games.
GCACW VG's The Civil War. Yep. And that's it.
All right.
Other fun chatting amongst the group, but
Absolutely.
All right. Here's the next one in my little hit list of things. I really need to put my third monitor back into use. So
You need to read out what all the names are.
oh yeah.
1863 from GMT. There's an
1991.
1862, and yeah, I can't make that any bigger. That would be nice. So 1863. They made two of them, and it's interesting because of the Battle Mine Run. Fredericksburg 2. What do you suppose that applies to?
Chancellorsville?
Yeah, exactly. It's
No
not the
shit. They
Battle
couldn't just write Chancellorsville.
Yeah, why couldn't
on
they
the
put
cover?
Chancellorsville?
Yeah, well, no, because it's not Chancellorsville. Remember, they left somebody in Fredericksburg.
Oh,
They left
Okay.
early, I think,
Yeah.
was it Fredericksburg? And then Brandy Station. I mean, I only have one other game where I can recreate that battle. So, in this system here, I played Fort Donelson. It's not super deep. The maps are not super elaborate. The counters they're okay. It's an older system, but it's the combat was a little interesting in how you could move. It's been a while since I played it, but I remember it was completely different than anything else I had ever seen. So, yeah, I'm afraid, Nord, if I do that, I'll forget to reset that damn thing, and I'll be cussing myself later.
You mean
But,
you mean that?
yeah, the Zoom, yeah.
We'll remind you. Control
But I'm
plus
an
plus.
IT guy too, so. But that's, I don't know. I'm going to keep these because I want to play them. Like I said, I've only played one Fort Donelson, but I want to keep this in the system because it has a couple games that you don't find in any other boxes. So, but I think, what did I say about this one? Let me check my little list. Just not this Gettysburg game. So I don't have much depth on it. I gave it an unknown because I really don't have enough detail with it. But it's not too bad a game. I mean, you take the old blue and gray system, blue and gray 1, blue and gray 2.
yeah. I was about to say that's kind of what this reminds me of. The maps look like that.
Yeah, with slightly deeper rules and some command structure in it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm trying to get into the big dogs here. So let's move on to this next one.
We got a high Hexy from Stacking.
Stacking, what's up, buddy? People are gonna blow gaskets on this.
All right, so now we're on to
let me see what this one. Do I have this one ranked? No, we got 4 more to do before we start hitting numbers.
I mean, you're not calling this one Dookie shoes, are you? Like
No. Only those first 2.
Yeah.
All right, now this one here though, we're gonna get a lot of feedback on this one right here.
Oh, how dare you?
Oh, isn't that GBACW?
Nope.
No, this
What
is
is
Line
this?
of Battle.
Oh, Line of Battle. My bad.
Okay, now here I'm going to tell you what my comment on this was. Okay, last chance for victory, MMP, the gamers. All right, and here's my comment. I put NC, no comment. I want to give Line of Battle a fair shake, so I will leave this at no comment. All right. Okay. Let's have this discussion. I've played, and Nick Rosser straightened me out on this. He told me he said you chose the wrong game to play with. So, and I had started with to take Washington, playing a scenario in that. And I realized that he was exactly right. That's why I want to give this another chance. I wasn't real fond of I can't remember what the rules called, but where the enemy gets to shoot.
Like opportunity fire?
Yeah. I mean, that's how you and I would classify it, probably as opportunity fire. But I can't. This is not even in my top 10. Now, who knows? Maybe next year it may possibly be there. But it's not now because I have not given this thing a fair shake or fair play. Like I said, to take Washington was not the one. Opening volley, thanks, Slav. That's the one that opening volley thing. And then the closing roll thing, that didn't bother me too much. But it just seemed to me, and maybe this was Dean's intention, to make a good tactical level, regiment level game of Gettysburg and other battles that you could play with a little more smoothness, a little more speed. and maybe that's what he was doing here. I don't know, but these will not leave my house either. And I know they got the Wilderness coming out here soon.
Yeah,
I will buy that.
You could sell that for a lot of money.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that thing go. So because I do want to play it. I really do. Like I said, none of my big games are going to get played until I move and get both my tables back together again. But that's last chance for victory. Like I said, I listed that as a no comment because I can't. Like I said, I can't give it a fair shake yet until I play it.
I don't know why their line of battle doesn't get much love. I mean, I think people really like it, but I'm obviously not enough because no one's. I don't know. It seems like kind of a dead system to me. But
and their next one's going to come out, and it'll probably get released before some more GBACW stuff does. So let me see.
Oh, that's true. I guess it's not dead, but boy, it sure doesn't get much love on some channels.
All right, now we should be getting ready to hit a couple that McMurray's going to know.
Meander Mike's looking, though, if you want to sell yours.
No, can't do it, Mikey. Sorry, buddy. I know somebody that's got them, but he's going to charge you an arm and a leg for him. Let's get that out of here. I let my case blue go. That was
the Stonewall arm.
Rough. All right, what do we got here?
I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, remember to read it out small.
Yeah, I'm going to. Is that better?
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I just got to remember to do that. Okay, so Blue and Gray 1, Blue and Gray 2. Andrew, did you play any of these?
I did. I played Cemetery Hill.
Okay, and they were there. I mean, okay, so if we go way, way back in time, and this was 1975. Okay, my little note here is the rating note I gave it was intro. Great intro game. I think this is a good intro game to wargaming in general. It's simple. There's nothing fancy. It's easy to learn. The maps are not ecstatically great. Nothing you're going to jump. Now, of course, back in 1975, they were fine. Okay.
They were probably pretty stellar at the time, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, and I think they were literally the first of the thing that I mean, Avalon Hill had their stuff too, obviously, before that.
I mean, that's Blue and the Gray.
Yeah, it is.
Right
that's the Cemetery Hill module out of it. Because I think you could buy it as a folio too.
Yes,
but
you can.
There's your map.
Oh, there you go. Good old school map.
Yeah.
It's certainly a 1975 map. I enjoyed it. People shit all over it. They better call it Cemetery Hill because it can't call it Gettysburg. Whatever,
right,
man. It happens. It's basic enough that it doesn't guide you into the same historical result, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really didn't mind it. I thought it was a fun game to just sit down and play.
Well, and this section of the map right here always threw me off.
Oh, how they oddly make the hills the ridges really linear.
Yeah, and how this hill ran all the way up here to almost Culp's Hill and Cemetery Hill kind of really just threw me. Unless I'm looking at it upside down.
You are looking at it upside down.
Yeah, with this ridge here.
Yeah, that's Seminary Ridge and Warfield's Ridge you're looking at.
When you would have thought, so I'm assuming this little round top, big round top, it's just weird the way it's set.
It is very weirdly laid out.
But still a good game, a good intro game. If you want to learn how to move, do combat.
Correct. It's a good game, and it's nice that it's one of those games where it's a good game, it's a good intro game, and it's also a good game that then has 7 to 8 other games in the system you can play without having to learn new rules.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
What's your favorite hill at Gettysburg, Hexy?
My favorite hill at Gettysburg? Well, I'm very big on the first day's fight. So I'm going to say where along Oak Ridge and Oak Hill, where Rhodes entered the fight. I kind of like that. I just like the view you get from there. Okay. So, I mean, all of them are great to go to. So
Miroslav says at least it's better than basic Gettysburg 77.
Basic Gettysburg 77 that doesn't have terrain modifiers, stuff like that.
And you got to space your units out in big gaps in order to. See, AP Hill isn't one of your. Yeah, that's a good one, Nord. Good one.
I liked the Napoleon at War quad, which I have, but didn't care too much for Blue and the Gray quad, even though they are 80% similar.
Let's get off. What
it is a quick play game, so it is.
Okay, so
that was Cemetery Hill. All right.
Next one more intro game, and I think I still got these in the right order.
Yeah.
Ooh. So this isn't even Gettysburg 77. This is Square Gettysburg, baby.
Yeah. Now, I do not own this, obviously, but I remember playing this many, many, many moons. These are one of those games where you know what? You wished you'd have hung on to the original of this thing right here. Because even though it's not super fancy like today's games are, It's still, I mean, come on, man.
I mean, 1958.
Yeah, it's the
Pretty
classic,
cool.
classics, dude. Square, you got squares. There's no hexes. There's your entire game right there. Remember the old trays? The little trays came in the box.
Yep.
And if you flip the box over, everything was laying all over the place inside if you didn't have baggies. So
That's when people stuffed all their components into envelopes.
yeah, right. Yeah, in envelopes. Yeah,
I've
exactly.
got a bunch of games. that
Coin
are
envelopes. And, yeah.
I think you have our copy of Terrible Swift Sword that was enveloped from me. My Gettysburg 77 was originally enveloped.
You sent me that Wilderness campaign, the original SPI,
Yep.
the white box.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's accurate, but I kind of like that map.
I do too. I honestly, that's why I put it on there, because I remember playing. I'm like, you know what? This has to be on this list.
That's a
It's
cool.
not
That's
in
a
my top
drastically different map than the later versions.
Yeah. Well, God, how many did they make?
A bunch.
Yeah,
Like
a
that's
bunch.
the thing. A bunch.
We've got a couple of them in this little session. But like I said, I gave this one as a good intro, and my comment to this was, where I got it here.
Kinda, yes.
Simple classic, first Gettysburg game that I ever saw. So
Some of the first war games that anybody ever saw.
yeah, I
mean,
wasn't
seriously.
even born yet. When this,
Oh my
This is
gosh,
the one
what?
that's older than Todd.
this thing was 58, man.
So this is Tactics 2 visits Gettysburg. Yeah, I think so. And at least it's not pink and blue counters.
Correct.
This camp.
Oh, we're getting there.
I
Let's
Just get
get on.
it.
don't know. I like that map a lot.
I do too. It's, I mean, they put enough detail in there.
I mean, for what it is. I mean, yeah, that's cool.
Honestly, it's a good map. I'm sure
If
as
I
a
was-
war games feature, it's a bit of a pain with the squares, but it looks
Yeah.
like a fantastic map, to be honest with
Well,
you.
and this is one of those games that you never know. You might walk into a thrift store or an old bookstore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
Better
sitting
you
on
get it
the
off
floor.
Geek Market for $10.
Yeah.
You're going to pay more in shipping for this game than you are for the game.
My question is, with all the, I know they made all the generations of the Gettysburg games in Avalon Hill, but did they ever take this and move it, update the rules maybe?
I think it just has that one track of evolution through 77 and then the 1992 edition. And yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think there's also a version of this that's ridiculously similar, but with hexes. Either way, we're getting lost in the woods on. Yeah, there they are. We're getting lost in the woods.
Oh, it's
on
got the
big
white
game.
pieces.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Does 77 have that?
No,
No, 77 is entirely different.
Oh.
Oh, looky there, George.
Oh.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Meander.
the other George.
All
Both the Georges.
right, let's get that one. All
Charles
right.
Latour had the 64. He was 10.
Wow.
There you go.
All right, we got one more game not in the top 10. Now, this is somebody's going to be pissed off,
All right. Let's see
All right.
here.
and I want please hear my explanation of why I have my opinion of it. Okay,
Well, hey, you just started.
and I'm going to tell you right now that this game is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
It's well put together from top to bottom.
Like you.
You're going to know it when I bring it over here. The game is a great game to play, but Hexy had an issue with no real tactics to this thing.
Come fight him, Charles. You didn't even play this one, Jeff.
No,
You
but
didn't
I played
own this
three
one.
other ones.
Yeah, I got them for you. I sent them to you, and you sold them. And I don't like you anymore. You can't come to my birthday party. Charles is cool enough to play this. You're fired. Charles, you're the new host. Come talk to us.
Okay, now I will say this. While I won't go buy this game, if it showed up here, I would play it.
Do not send him your copy, Charles. Do not do that. This man does not.
Oh,
deserve
boy.
it.
We got some here. We got a word for you. Your opinion sucks.
Ow, shit.
Speaking like a true,
Ah!
speaking like, don't do that, Andrew. Speaking,
cannot clap
speaking
one
like our
time.
political discourse today.
Yeah, your opinion sucks.
That's why we have this. Now, I will say this.
I do
looks
like that.
gorgeous.
Oh, go ahead.
This looks gorgeous right here.
It's
a good
nice.
looking board.
That's nice looking. I
do
like the
have-
counters.
Yeah, I have an issue with this big gap right here, though.
That's the issue you have.
Yeah, with that.
I mean, I don't know.
that
I mean, I'm
picture.
not saying you should or shouldn't. I'm just curious. Why? I don't know anything about it.
Because Anderson was all the way over touching McClaws's. So
Anderson wasn't touching anybody. He was an honorable man who's happily married with a wife at home.
oh, look at there, somebody playing with miniature.
Oh, look, Andrew.
Hell yeah.
But how the hell do I know who's who there in that picture? It's a great look. All of Worthington games are great, and like I said, this was
Wow.
fun to play.
I don't know about that.
It just, I couldn't find any strategic goals or victory, goals in the game when I was playing the 7, and that hurt.
You kill the rebels.
I so want 7 days battles so bad.
On my to be played list some year, Camp
Well
Sawyer
put.
says.
Well put, Sawyer.
Don't you dare, Chuck. I'm trying to get rid of the one I got.
You have an issue with the gap, but not with Uncle Dan's flanks in the air. LOL.
We're gonna have a show just on that, just for you, Nord.
There you go, Charles.
Don't
That's
send him
what's up.
I'll send him a
That's
naval
what's up.
game, but not
Oh.
ACW.
That or
Chuck,
send him an ACW naval game.
All right, so let me. Howard, we need to pause a minute.
Okay.
So, what do you mean? There's no. What's the? I don't understand what.
Why do you not
so-
have strategic goals?
So when I played the 7 days, I played the first battle.
Okay.
I can't remember what they were, but there was
You played a different game in the series?
yeah.
Okay, I got it. All right, go ahead.
7 days, Shiloh and Antietam, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shiloh was it was okay. Shiloh was okay. It had a few objectives in it, and then it had the alerts and the tents and stuff, the camps and stuff like that in it. And it turned out to be the typical, hey, I win first day, you win second day.
Good.
Yeah. So,
Huh.
and then the 7 days one I started playing, I played the first scenario in the game. I was so pumped up for that. I was so tickled when Murray sent that to me. And then I played the first battle, and then I was playing the second battle, and I'm looking at my victory condition. I'm like, and then I started thinking about the first battle. I'm like, wait a minute, there really wasn't anything. Maybe one objective, and I didn't. That was it. If you want to give me a game that says, hey, you kill this many type of this soldier or this type of unit, you get these points like that. Like a lot of your OCS stuff does that, and a lot of your GBACW stuff does that. I'm good with that. Throw in some objectives in there. Gettysburg is pretty easy to tag what the objectives are going to be. But these games
Defeat Meade's field army or defeat Lee's field army. Congratulations.
You were
won
playing
Gettysburg.
or are playing this. Are there any victory? Do they have victory locations in the same multiple? Or, at least tell me they have Culp's Hill and Cemetery Hill and Little Round Top and Devil's Den and things like that marked as victory locations. Because
the viewers are seeming to like it, unless they're joking around. I don't know, but I'm curious what. Again, I have no experience, so I'm curious. But Charles is going to unsubscribe. And
I was about to say,
feelings
let me play peacemaker here. Your issues aren't necessarily with this game. You're just not the biggest fan of this system or another game that you played in this system. I was about to say, it sounds like you're not even not a fan of this system. It sounds like you weren't a fan of the 7 days game. And so maybe giving a different, because I remember hearing how much fun you had playing Shiloh.
Right.
You were having a blast playing Shiloh, and you wouldn't stop talking shit.
Right. Right.
So my point is, maybe it's worth giving this a try, or the Antietam game a try, to see if it really was just the 7 days battle game, as opposed to the whole system.
Well, and what else do you think I compare every Civil War game I play to?
Terrible Swiss Sword?
GBACW.
Well, okay, obviously GBACW is your favorite system.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to find something that you like as much as the GBACW version of Gettysburg.
Okay, so I know you don't want to spend all the time because you got a lot of games to cover real quick. McMurray, why did you get rid of it?
I didn't get rid of this.
Oh,
No.
Did you buy it for him somewhere? Or
I
something?
never got this one.
The system at all. You sent him something.
Yeah, so I found Shiloh and 7 days 7 days in Antietam on Denton Ding.
Oh, okay.
So they were like 40 or 50% off. And so
And
I
you
asked
just-
Jeff. Jeff said, yeah, I'll take them.
You just weren't interested in learning.
Yeah, it was one of those at first. I think I kept one of them for a minute, didn't I, Jeff?
Yeah, you did.
I think I kept Antietam for a second and then said, you know what? I don't need to learn another system. There's more than enough.
Right.
Now,
And
that's what we're saying. That was the clarification, E4,
Right.
was that he's not saying it's no good. He got put off by 7 days battles, but he enjoyed Shiloh. So we'll give it a try. Chuck, come back, baby.
Yeah, oh,
Baby,
he'll
come
be-
back.
He'll be
Charles.
smiling in about 3 days when that box arrives at his house.
All right. Yeah, let's get the next one though.
Well, yeah, but one point just for Walt E4 Airman. There's nothing about the play of the game, the playing of it, the system and the rules is fine. I really, and I think I say the maps and the counters, they're all gorgeous. And I'm not saying the system's not good or the game's not good. I just didn't see much in the way of objectives in the second one that I played, the 7 days. And I think that disappointed me because I so badly want a series of 7 days games. And when I just saw one objective, I think in the first game, and then one, I was like, no, that threw me. And I guess it just disappointed me. Chris Long, How you doing? Perry, how you doing? Brian, how you doing? Ishan?
John asks, is this system based on the old Gettysburg High Tide of the Confederacy game?
Now, yes, that's what I was told by somebody else that has been doing this a lot longer than I have. So,
all right, let's go on to the next one before I start like giggling at you too much.
Okay, here we go. Now we're starting to get into the crux of stuff. Now, I got a few games that are listed in my number 10 spot, okay, because I didn't want to not have them in there. And so there's multiple number 10s.
So hang on, are there 10 games left or are there like 15 games left?
There might be like 15 left.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
We've
been on here for 35 minutes already.
So here you go. This is what everybody refers to as the Pepto-Bismol game, the Pepto-Bismol map. This is the Terrible Swift Sword by the TSR side of the house. And if I can bring it up, you will see here in a second. There you go. Well, no, that's somebody's generic. Let's find the real one. Watch, I won't be able to find it now. Damn it.
Oh, man.
All right, well, here Meandering Mike says, Hex, did you like Chancellorsville's 1863 from Worthington?
No, never bought it. Wasn't that the one with the shields? Had the little play shields on the side.
There is, by critical hit.
Only Chancellorsville game I own is Pinnacle of Victory. There you go.
Now,
yikes. I'm going to make my comment about this game. The rule set is different. There's different rules in the TSR version of this. But that map right there, now you've heard me say a million times that I do not have issues with line of sight. I don't. And this game here, I think with the coloration they have on it, makes it even easier.
It's fair.
So, all right, that's one. Terrible Sword TSSR. I give that a 10. That's in my top 10. What did I say about it real quick? I said I have no issue with the map colors, hated the side nibs, and I do prefer the SPI rules, but this one was still enjoyable, I thought.
I've heard that too, Brian.
Yeah, you're going to have to keep it because I keep popping up my spreadsheet. I can't see what everybody's saying.
You're good.
Rollo, what's up, buddy? All right, here we go. Next one on the list. Imagine that. Cal, I hope you're still out there, buddy. Okay. All right. Best thing about this game, one, the map's gorgeous. All right. The counters kind of suck, but the map's gorgeous. It has 3 levels of play. I thought the intermediate was fun. But let me tell you something, and there might be 10 people that I know. Hell no, I probably don't know that many. Maybe a handful of people I know that have messed with this advanced system. And there's a very, very, very good game in that advanced system. You just got to sit down and go through it and play it. And this is another one that will come back around. I use my slightly enlarged paper version that I printed off, so I have a little more room. But this is a good game. The rules, yes, the rules look daunting, but they are not that bad. If you a lot of games, you got to take them. You just got to take them. This is one of the games you got to take it step by step by step by step. So, and you're right, Walt. The intermediate game, that was the first one I played years ago, and it was very good. So this is Gettysburg 77 from Avalon Hill. I think this thing has one of the more lovelier maps. Counters suck. I like the fact that they put the states and stuff or the emblems.
Yeah, they're not that bad. Let's be honest here. They've got the information that you need and not a bunch of extra frilly stuff.
And that map is just flat out beautiful.
It is. It looks like a temperature map, like when they're doing, or a radar.
Like a heat map.
Weather.
Yep, the weather's coming. I see a thunderstorm coming in on the north.
But it's quite, I enjoy the hell out of this game. I think this was possibly the one, along with Across 5 Aprils, that took my top spot.
Well, I think with a lot of Gettysburg games too, one of the things people find stuff about that they don't like is like the arrival tables, Because it just seems like every Gettysburg game's got their own arrival schedule of different things, and people see that and they're like, "What the hell?" All right, so this one here, I had this. This is also a number 10 for me. This one is a very good game in here for the advanced system. Love the map. It provides a great basic and intermediate set of rules. The intermediate rules are really, really good. You want something simple to play that's Gettysburg, get that and play the intermediate rules. If you
don't bother playing the simple rules.
Yeah,
like if you have a child that you are trying to teach the general idea of wargaming, but they're almost more confusing because you don't have any terrain modifiers whatsoever.
Right.
Not to movement, not to combat. So it's kind of one of those, even in recommending, hey, you can use this to teach a kid. Do you really want to teach a kid that the map is just a pretty picture, not anything that actually affects? Anyways.
Yeah.
Intermediate is great. Jump on it. Big fan.
Up here real quick. For those y'all that joined a little late, just so you have the understanding, these are just the games that I have in my list, maybe in my library, the way I see them. Please don't take my word for the gospel of anybody deciding what they need to play because Hexy says it. Believe me, it's not.
I was going to say, also, we're into ranked games.
Yeah.
And this is the number 10 slot on the ranked games. But in case you're joining us now, we've already had a good number of games that weren't ranked.
And I will try to post that my spreadsheet of how I saw things with my little comments. I'll try to figure out how to post that. So if y'all want to look at that, maybe I'll attach it to this.
You can always just put a picture of it up at the end and then a link to it somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah,
good idea. Let's get on to another Gettysburg game. All right. Here you go. A couple of y'all asked about this a minute ago. High Tide of the Confederacy, which I played the first day here recently. Okay. This is from Phoenix Enterprises. It's an old and plain map, but the game is fun and it's fast play. I played that first day scenario. I think I played it in 3 or 4 nights at the most. And like I say, there's nothing extremely fancy about this game, but I thought when I was done playing it that I was like, hey, this thing actually did pretty good. So on the map, there's your map. It's pretty, nothing fancy with the map. But you know what? What can you say about that map? What is the one thing you can say about that map? It's functional. There's trees. There's a crest line. That's rough terrain or hill. There's your water running down hex splines, which I think it should be. There's bridges. Right.
Those lines remind me of Panzer Leader maps.
Yeah. And what was the year on this thing?
Stacking Limit says good game. Nordic says not a bad looking map. Nordic says too small. Stacking says functional. And then Charles has said something about Hennet. Anyway.
To buy, I'm still thinking that's a barbecue starter. All right, so that's High Tide of the Confederacy.
It says Roberts used a government topographical map for his 58 games. Simplified.
Okay.
That's right up your alley there, Jeffy Poo.
Yep, that's what me's do. All right, let's get on to it. That was also a number 10. What's the next one? Here's one that I really enjoyed. I think I have this listed as a number. Yeah, I have this listed as a number 10.
Agreed. Bloody Omaha. Oh, wait, not that.
Fateful Lightning. Who was mentioning that earlier? Somebody said something about that.
Did they mention that up? Yep.
What did I say to myself?
This is XTR Corp. What is that like? Is that like RoboCop's industry?
Yeah.
What is that company name?
And they made 3. So I had the other one set up the other night. Remember we were talking about a week and a half ago. I had the Chattanooga one set up. And then they have one other one too. They have a Shiloh one called something about.
I'm sorry, that's a terrible company name.
It is, yeah. But this game here, I mean, another one with a plain map with amoeba-like shapes on it, which I hope they'll have one on here. But the system was very smooth. I had a lot of fun with this thing, and I loved the counter imagery on this thing. And I'll see if I can't. Hopefully, it'll pull it up.
Nordic says that's an odd name for a Gettysburg game.
I know, isn't it though? And it seems to me that this stuff always applies somewhere. I mean, look at these counters.
Those counters are nice looking.
Isn't that? That's nobody. Come on, this was 1994. I don't think any. And they put the stripes through them so you know what core they were out of. Okay,
that's good.
Yeah, I thought they were very nice. And then there's your amoeba shapes on the map.
Yeah.
Come on. That's probably the only detractor to the whole thing.
That is weird.
So That's why those maps aren't going to get any bigger. But that one's also a 10 on my list. We got one more that's in my top 10, and we're going to drop that up here right now. Now, this one here is a print and play game that you can get for free, and I know there's been some recent updates to it. But this is Ulan Games. I know you guys over the couple of years have heard me talk about this. He has made all these Civil War games. They're free. They're print and play, and he does vassal modules, and he doesn't charge you. It's all free. And he's got battles in the towns that I grew up in over here in Loudoun County. So it's brigade, hit or miss, both one way down or up, but he's got multiple maps on some of these, multiple different versions of the maps and stuff. And I think he's actually got a couple of systems that apply to this. But dude, he made all this stuff, did it all himself. This was the first game that I actually created my own counters for, and I still got them around here somewhere. But I never got to play this thing in full. There's a vassal snapshot there. But look at that. There's nothing ugly about that. All right. These are free. Ulan Games. Go check it out.
Free is the best price.
Yeah.
By the way, Stack Limit says that Fateful Lightning is a line out of the Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Oh, okay. Thank you. See, those are the things I don't know. So it's nice to hear that. So this one here's the last one in my number 10s.
Meandering says about a dozen titles in the last full measure system.
Yeah, he's got a bunch. And for those of you that don't know his name, that's Jerry Todd that you'll see in here every now and then. He builds boats. He does 3D.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the guy.
Yeah.
He builds real boats and he does 3D print boats. So
yes,
he's a good dude. And he just had I think bypass surgery here just recently.
Right.
So, all right, here we go. Now we're starting to move in. All right.
Number 9.
Here we go.
Well, that was Fateful Lightning. Now we have Thunder at the Crossroads. Heard from the Fateful Lightning.
So best command system of any game, I think. You want confusion that was probably accurate. Here you go. The CWBS system from the gamers. And there's like a dozen games. I got all the boxes sitting there. There's at least a dozen in that.
And why did that system die out?
I don't know if it was a question of it died out or they made all the games. They did all the battles that were,
Yeah, but why didn't it update it and continue?
Good question. I have no idea. I've not seen anything that. Well, a lot of people that it's the
Doesn't
order.
MMP have other Civil War games also?
Oh, they got
series?
3. They got like 4 systems. So
yeah, that's my point. It might just be that it's an older system that they got with the gamers, and then here they go.
Yeah.
Oh, Miroslav said this got me obsessed with the ACW. If it's this one.
Baby.
Yeah, this is they're great games. And if you can, I think what a lot of people get distracted by is the order system, because you've got a brigade trying to do something or a division trying to do something, and the order that you're writing these orders down and you have to stick to them, and you're trying to get their order changed. And there's a amount of turn time for a rider to be dispatched over to them if they're any distance from their next step up commander. And then the order might get there, and that commander might say, "No, I don't like these orders," and just trash them and ignore them.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's a table for it, so it's really, really, really kind of cool to play things. Maps, there you go again with some of the colored maps, and I think all of the CWBS maps are pretty much like this in this color formation. So, but they are very challenging and fun games, and the results are really interesting when you play these things. There's somebody playing the second day. All right, so let's get off of that. Let's move on to the next one. That's the Gamers Thunder to Crossroads. That's the later version.
Is that worth picking up, or are you? I mean, for
any one of the CWBS games are any of them. I actually played this one, but I played the first edition. So, which I still have that over there. Maybe I'll give that one to somebody. All right, here comes a controversial game. And if you're watching Callendale here recently, you're watching him play this.
Well, yeah, I was wondering what that game was.
Now, I disagree. That's terrible. I disagree with, granted, everybody.
Boy, those are tiny pictures.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to get any better either. Sorry. So this is a Rick Barber. I think this is the only game that Rick Barber actually designed himself. And, of course, he passed away. But his maps, you can tell. Now, this is the one I was talking about earlier, has an operational and then a tactical version of Gettysburg. Now, they put the operational game in there so that you might be able to actually get the forces in at different times.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Heath is not the first one down the road. Maybe Stewart gets around and shows up. I've never played the operational game, but I have played the tactical. I think I played the first day in the tactical, and I thought it was quite fun. Now it's a very, very, very detailed system. If you are not somebody that likes super, super deep rules, don't touch this. Just stay away from it. All right. But it's beautiful. The counters are nice, but very, very, very deep rules. I'm sorry. I wish the pictures could be bigger, but there's your operational map. Yeah, it's nice. So,
Camp Sawyer says controversy. I thought Summer Storm always can't stop. And then Stagnant says great game. Countdown did a bad job. I wonder if it's just because it was so deep. Holy crap, that's the map. Oh, it's Rick Barber, of course.
And that's gorgeous. That is freaking gorgeous. Another game I don't have issues with elevation and line of sight. Just phenomenal. I mean, Kibler and him, Jesus Christ. Even Simonich's maps are really good. But look at the round tops, man. Andrew, that all looked familiar to you from another game.
Sure.
So, but yeah, if you're not faint of heart with rules, this is a great one. And here's an even funnier point. I actually was messaging with Rick a few years back before he passed about what he was working on. He was working on a 30-yard or 30-meter version of Gettysburg.
Oh, damn.
And I'm wondering what that got applied to. Anyhow, Summer Storm, Clash of Arms games. You can still find that one around. Very, very detailed. If you don't like heavy rules games, don't touch it. All right.
Rollo says Rick wanted what if based on facts. Map is nice for a framed picture. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's true. Just put the BGG entry into the chat if people want to look at bigger pics.
All right, this next one here. Let me make my comment.
What number are we on? Number 7.
Number
7.
Yeah. Now I'm going to make my quick comment about it. I'm going to let Andrew take over on this one. Of all the smaller type encumbrance games, this one for me is the tops for rules. It's chit draw, multiple games in one box, and it's an excellent purchase. Andrew, take it away, buddy.
Hell yeah, I was hoping this was going to be on here. So again, we talked earlier about it's cool because you've got, good entry-level games that then kind of expand, and there's a system that you can do. Across 5 Aprils is a wonderful example of that. Like I said, I think this one and Gettysburg 77 Intermediate were kind of my two favorites. I didn't have the Harry Heath's 1st Panzer Division experience with this game like I did with Gettysburg 77, so that's fine. But I did. It's like we talked about, it's a fantastic game. You can see it. The maps are beautiful. I don't know where to go really, to be honest with you. The counters are simple. It's an easy, thing to get ahead of. Or get a hold of. There's the Shiloh map, everything.
Let me get his question off there. But I like Charles' question, but let's get to that after you're done with this game.
But yeah, so I can't recommend this enough. This is a game that I bought a second copy of.
Oh, they're playing. Hey, you notice they printed this on a map on a cloth. This is a tablecloth.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, go back.
Where do I get that? Who do I throw money at to get that?
I mean, they're using miniatures by 172nd, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I need to figure out who I throw money at to get that.
System. Oh, yeah. Camp. So is this the one that you wished had more games?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, but the problem is this was Victory Games, right?
Yeah. Something like that.
And they're gone.
Yep.
Bentonville. I played Bentonville. Bentonville's fun. That swamp area threw me off in that game.
Yeah, so you got Shiloh, Gettysburg, Bentonville, I think Wilson's Creek or Pea Ridge.
It's Pea Ridge.
Run. Yeah. It's Pea Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. I shouldn't know.
Okay.
It's never Wilson's Creek.
Simple rules, chit draw, fun to play. It's not over in 5 seconds. You literally have to work the game.
It's not. It's cool because it's one of those games that's got system rules and then scenario rules.
Oh, there you go.
Pretty slick.
Nice.
You see that, Andrew?
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
I feel like a redo or an adaptation of the system with different stuff has been in the works for a long time with various companies.
Right.
So I've had a whole bunch of people tell me that or other stuff. So I hope it does, because that'd be outstanding. I'd be tickled pink, delighted. I'd buy a copy without question. That would be a pre-order that I don't think about.
Oh, in a heartbeat. Yeah. Yeah. And if Compass drops one with Eric Lee Smith, yeah, no doubt in my mind. Great game across 5. And guys, you can still find that thing out there for 25, 30 bucks.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
We saw, what did we see? 2 copies at the woman's cell?
Yes. And then, it's not like it's hard to find. Yeah, we saw 2 copies she was selling. Pat Crowley was selling a copy. I think I bought his. I think his was the second one that I got.
Probably so. Yeah.
Tabletop Simulator. Yeah. I was amazed when I first got Tabletop Simulator that 3 Dog was already on there for free. So I'm like, what?
Before you go to the next game, I want to pop up a question here. So let me know when you're ready to. So Charles asks, I like this kind of question because this is the kind of stuff I look for, because I agree I like the OSG Napoleonic. What ACW game system is rules-wise similar to OSG Napoleonic rules? Anybody have one?
GCACW.
Really?
Yeah, slightly broader scale because of the operational level, but the OSG, the Napoleonic OSG library, that's operational Napoleonics.
That is true. They are about the same. I think GCACW is maybe a little bit more complicated, but I'd say about the same. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Yep.
And Chuck, you've got 4. I mean, you're about to have a 5th one. It goes out in the morning, so.
Except for, I don't remember there being that much craziness in OSG Napoleonic like there is in.
Well, you played Theme. Chuck's played a couple of the bigger ones.
Yeah, that's a good question, Charles. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, well done.
Let's see here. We got a couple. There's some guys chatting back and forth about. Let's see. Blah blah blah. What's this one here? I was amazed that campaigns from. Oh, okay. Yep.
Gross.
Yeah, Case Blue and campaign.
Yep.
I wish I'd have never let go of my CNA. I really do. Let's see. All right, let's get off of this one. Where are we at now? 6.
Yep.
Andrew, this is going to be another one. Let me put my notes up.
That was number 6, I thought. Yeah. I don't know. It don't matter. Let's just keep rolling. I like it.
Yeah, no, this is number 6.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to say my comment, and then, Andrew, you're going to take this one too.
Okay.
Here we go. Here's my comment, number 6. Herman Lutman. Need I say more? Every aspect is excellent.
I don't know which one this is.
You do.
Oh, fucking phenomenal. Pardon my French. Yeah. I think I shot an extra little plug for this into the end of that after action report. So this is the game that I learned how to play blind swords with, playing the the round tops scenarios. And then I have come back to it recently, and in a day, I think probably total maybe 10 hours, I blitzed through the entirety of the whirlwind or whirlpool, the wheat field scenario, which was a big 10-turn scenario. And holy shit, it was outstanding. It's great. I see you guys commenting that you like it, that you want to get it. You should. I have Today is Ours as well that I really want to play, like real bad. Like my goal would be to play Today is Ours, see what happens. And then
what battle is that? Gettysburg as well?
Bull Run.
Yes. So today, I think it's Today is Ours, isn't it, Jeff?
That's Bull Run.
The first day.
The day. No, that's Bull Run. The day was ours.
What's the first day for this?
No, the Devil's to Pay.
The Devil's to Pay. I'm sorry. That's right. I should have known that. That's a Buford quote. The Devil's to Pay. There you go. I want to play Devil's to Pay, the full campaign, and then the full campaign for this bad boy.
So, McMurray, you have, I know it's kind of loosely based on it, but Most Fearful Sacrifice. It sounds like you're kind of really just kind of wanting to stick with Blind Sword for a while before you get to that. Sounds like.
Well, so yes, I know the Blind Sword system. I don't have to learn something new. Change is terrifying. I hate change. That being said, I'm going to play Most Fearful Sacrifice.
I know you'll play it sometime. But.
Empire in Arms, Abe. My buddy that sells games in the area here, he printed out all the rules for about 4 of us, and we were going to start the process of playing that. Now that's a large, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's a large area type movement game of the Napoleonic Wars, and the map wasn't real fancy, but it served its purpose, and I think that's the one we were going to try to play, but we never got off the ground with it. And I don't even have a copy of it. I kind of wished I did. So.
You see that, McMurray? Double to Pay is Black Swan.
So the Day Was Ours was Bull Run.
Okay, either way, there is a day 1 of Gettysburg version of this game. or day one of Gettysburg, Black Sword or Blind Swords. I don't think Devils to Pay.
No, that's part of the that was the original from the Black Swan.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think
Is
Devils
there a
to Pay.
scenario? No, that would be
Blind Sword, because I think the only thing in Black Swan are the Rocket Chickamauga one and Almost Fearful Sacrifice, isn't it?
Okay, what's wrong with that picture right there?
Don't matter. I can't tell what's going on in that picture right there.
They're not.
Okay, hold on. I gotta. We had a lot of stuff flying around here on the comments. I'm curious, Charles, because you said I want title again. So we've mentioned
This
a lot
is Long Street Attacks.
because this is Long Street Attacks.
Blind Sword system, and it's who makes this one, Jeff?
Revolution Games.
Revolution, because Blind Swords is spread across a whole bunch of different publishers.
Right.
Okay, so
yes, this one's fantastic.
All right, so Devils to Pay was the first Black Swan. So it says Ejon Tichy. And then Blind Swords is one of my favorite ACW systems. Perry says, all right, so let me make sure I understand. There's Blind Sword that's mainly put out by Revolution, mainly, I think. Then there's Black Swan, which is the Most Fearful Sacrifice and the Devils to Pay, right?
Right.
And then isn't there a third one out now that's like even simpler?
Broken Shields or Shattered Shields or something.
Okay. All right.
That's got the Stonewall in the Valley and something else.
Okay. That's starting to get confusing. All right.
Yeah, I'm not hearing the big go-throughs though about that. When that first one came out with Vicksburg or Champion Hill, there was a lot of talk, but I really haven't heard much about that one since.
True. Okay. Yeah, I mean all the Blind Swords are just amazing just because of Barber's maps and
yeah. So all right. So reading directly off, Devils to Pay is Blind Swords.
Okay.
This game is a new version of the Blind Sword system with the implementation of ease of play and accessibility while maintaining the popular spirit of historical cast present in the other games of the Blind Swords family.
And is it by Tiny Battle? That's what it
is.
Okay. And then Rocket Chickamauga is which game system?
That is Black Swan.
Yes. Okay. That's the new huge one coming out. Yeah.
Correct.
Chuck, this is Revolution Games, and I'm pretty sure you can still get it.
Hang on. You can, and it's also pretty commonly available. You see it up if you show like on Facebook and stuff.
They seem to do a pretty good job of keeping their stuff in.
Yeah, they are. They're another one of those good companies out there.
They are. I think the main issue or the main difference is chit pull versus card activation and the scale.
Oh, yeah. And he changed some scale things because of the size of that.
Because you've got regiments versus demi brigades. I want to say that the Stonewall in the Valley and stuff is essentially, and this is how I think Herman explained it to us when he was on with us, is that it's almost using the Black Swan system to play smaller scale Blind Sword scale games.
Right.
But anyways, Long Street Attacks is fantastic. You should buy it. You should play it.
Yep. Any one of them. There's a couple that I never got my hands on.
You should remind Mr. Lutman that it's a fantastic system.
Number 5. We're into the top 5. Now, this first one here. Okay, so when this first one hits the screen here, I want to know how many people have this game. Okay?
No, this seems like cheating.
Never even heard of it.
And they have been.
Come on, zoom in on that.
Can
you click that picture? There you go.
They have been through so many changes. Now that you can change the graphics, you can get down to a 3D view where you see the soldiers on the stands and stuff.
Is this one of the
John Tiller games?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's passed away too. We lost Berg and Tiller, but the WDS group that took over for him, they have just done the AI. Now you got to understand, John Tiller used to write programs or simulations for the military because if apparently he was the best at artificial intelligence for the game. These guys are even taking this thing farther. They've already popped multiple updates to all the games they have. So this is my number 5. I love this thing. I have almost all. There's like 4 or 5. All the games and all of them.
Amerislav says no fair, not a board game. I'm with Amerislav. I vote this one down.
I see.
Counselor veto.
I see.
Anyway, but Jeff loves the John Tiller. I'll just keep calling it that. John Tiller games. He's got every single one that comes out. East front, west front, front.
Yep. Squad.
He might even play a naval game put out by this company.
Oh God.
Let's it. Let's write John Tiller games and say, can you please
send Jeff a free
Nordic, quit kissing up to the host. Stop.
All right, so that's number 5. All right.
Real quick. We've listed so many games. Why is that game good? Why is it 5?
Okay. Well,
Because
first
you're trying
off,
to computer. Jeff likes computer games.
yeah.
Video games.
Except for he can't figure out how to zoom in on a screen.
Jeff likes video games.
There's endless scenarios in it. You can play it with. It has multiple optional rules in it. You can play against yourself in it because when you flip sides, units you can't see certain units that are hidden. And of course, I'm old, so my memory's not that good anyhow. The computer AI used to be where the enemy, when you were pushing them out, they would just go run to the next objective and try to circle around it. Now they don't do that. They've gotten much better at staying in front of the enemy, front of the attackers, and slowing them down. It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. All right, Stuart. Yeah. In fact, if I'm gonna nail you down on the next 4 because I want to know exactly why what each game is better than, or what you really love about it. So go ahead, unless you say it. All right.
So this next one here, y'all.
Oh my gosh!
Watches my channel should already know.
Squirrel. This is what I think about it. Squirrel.
My number 4 game.
Yeah, look. It's right. Wait, how is that possible? It's right there.
What? How's this one here? And that one's over there.
That one's here.
I'm hoping my new one shows up here not too much longer. So my review version, I can't wait to get my hands on that. So
I might. Well, actually, yeah.
Toddy and I might play this because Toddy's trying to quit the miniatures games.
All right, number 4, gorgeous map, minis filled with cardboard counters, fun gameplay, and a very, very unique combat and casualty system in this game. And I do mean now look, though the counters in this one here, I've already seen the images of the new one, and they've definitely cleaned it up so you could tell who the hell the Rebs are and who the hell the Yanks are. And they increased the depth of the game to where the second corps units come on, and I think more of the 5th corps units. It's funny because this one here is one map. You can play right in front of your keyboard on your computer desk, all right, or maybe sit at the dining room table, and the game is fun. Now, look, you guys know that I don't play miniatures myself. Well, guess what? Other than the fact that this is cardboard, this is a miniatures game.
There are a lot of folks saying it's hard to find. Correct. That was my frustration, but they're coming out with a new one, and it seems like they're like pushing it straight through whatever needs to happen because nobody heard about it at all, and now this is coming out. Pre-order it, go.
Yeah, Camp pre-ordered it. Stuart has pre-ordered it. Stuart, thanks for watching on my channel. Appreciate it. Nordic, that's a different show for another time. But
well, don't pass on the pre-order of the new one, guys.
Yeah, I would. Are you getting it, McMurray?
Yes.
I think you will regret it if you do. Look, there's somebody doing with miniatures right there.
I mean, Andrew, this is like a Pat. Oh gosh,
it's just begging for Pat to do this.
You need to share the game with Pat and say, "Here, buddy, go ahead."
That's fair.
Well, you've got it now, so
yep.
There's something I didn't see before. Yeah, but let me tell you, this thing was I'll tell you what the coolest thing that happened to me in this game was that you see the Stony Hill right there. Is you know me, I play these games and I don't necessarily look at where reinforcements are going to show up. And Kershaw came rolling in from over here on the left.
Yeah, you were.
And I thought, as the Yanks, I had the Confederates stumped. And when Kershaw rolled in off their right flank, it was a disaster for the Union.
I mean, these little pictures with these little what do they call that? The little edging there. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a Vassal. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's really pretty.
It's a Vassal version.
Yeah, so they've improved the. Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
See,
I'm getting.
I need to.
Excited.
I was telling these guys, I need to figure out how big the stands are because I can use all those twos for this, and it'd be beautiful, Toddy. And I think I could probably do it and still have the
words and stuff. Well,
yeah, the issue is if you have to flip them.
Oh, they flip.
I don't know, but if you do need to, oh, they just got miniatures down and they got the cardboard right behind it.
Yeah, you flip to their reduced side, and when they're reduced, you can bring them back in. But if they've already been reduced and they get reduced again, you can't bring them back in.
You ever get back to the Irish Brigade Monument on Stony Hill, Hexy?
Oh, by all means. That's one of the best places. One of the really trickier ones to go to is the Burdan Sharpshooters Monument, because you can't drive there. You got to walk to it. Unless they've changed it. I don't know.
There is freedom in there, ABC.
Here comes game number 3.
Oh, game number 3.
See what my comments are before I pull that over.
Cosby kicked him up pretty good.
All right, let's see if y'all can tag this before I even bring it up there. Here's my comment. This is the Today Standard. Provides a great representation of ACW, detailed rules without strangling the player, and a very unique activation system.
And here we go.
Who's going to bombard us?
Boom.
Well, we know that the number 1 is going to be the GBACW game, so it's probably not that. I think this is going to be in magnificent style because you love that game.
Anybody else? Got Most Fearful Sacrifice from Nordic.
That's probably true. Oh, we haven't even seen that yet. That's a good point. That's probably a strong front runner.
And no other guesses yet.
Although Jeff hates that game because he gave it away and refuses to get a new one.
Yep.
Hey!
Beautiful game. Beautiful game.
I mean, I was tempted to get it just because of the size and it's pretty good presentation.
Well, people, I tell you what, the card activation and the priorities thing, I know no other game that had a priority assignment.
Sorry, Charles.
Where if you've got, you can only draw 2 cards for Yule's whole second core. You got to decide if all 3 divisions are on the map. You got to decide, oh shit, who's going to get priority 1, who's going to get priority 2.
Okay.
So you could make the wrong choice. Plus, the way the cards fall, which are your actions, can screw things up. So it has its own built-in command and fog of war that's far different from CWBS. So I have 3 games that I love the command system in. The toughest one is CWBS. It's not my favorite one, but it's the toughest one. And if you want confusion, that's the game. The only other 2 that I really enjoy the command that I thoroughly enjoy the command structure in is this one because of the card priorities, and then of course GBACW.
Demi Brigade Nord.
Yeah, Demi Brigade. So,
all right, so real quick. So it sounds like you choose the cards, then you put them all in a deck and shuffle, and then pull them out. Is that what happens?
Well, for your routine, like how we roll dice for movement points in GCACW.
Yeah.
Well, you're pulling cards to figure out what you're going to do. You might get a special event that you can apply, or you just do I don't know if they call it a command event. It's been a while since I've seen it. So, but it's their own unique. He hit gold with this, I think, and I wouldn't doubt if he. Oh God, I believe I'm going to say this. Okay, if Herman does what Herman did with Blind Sword, where he had other creators doing games under his system name.
Fred and Claude.
This game system here. Oh, here it comes. I'm going to say this. I can't believe this. It could rival GBACW.
Wait, what? What? You didn't even keep this one?
Well, I loaned it to somebody else to play, and I just haven't caught back up with them.
But I'm shocked to hear you say that because I thought it was just a really low priority for you.
I don't want to say that. The game was thorough. I mean, the game was fun, no doubt about that. And if I remember right, I think I was the first one to shoot, the campaign video.
Wow. Okay.
So, of course, Herman sent it to me for free. That was awesome of him.
Well, let me ask you
number 3.
All right. Well, real quick before we get to number 2 and 1, why didn't Blind Swords do it for you then? Are they just very different?
Well, okay. Well, no. Okay, so let's take the general Hexyism when it comes to games. Bigger the better.
Oh, hello. Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. If you tell me Hexy play Gettysburg, I want to play the whole thing. I mean, I don't always, but I'm just saying in my brain that's what I want to do.
Amerislav says no Nordic blasphemy Hexy.
Yeah, so Jumpmaster, I saw that when I was looking at BGG the other day about the Pipe Creek expansion coming for that. But Okay. Well, you know what? So that's number 3. All right. Somebody tell me what number 2 is before I pull it up.
Oh yeah, number 2. What is number 2? Andrew, what's your guess?
SPI's Terrible Swiss Sword.
Okay. All right. There's your first guess.
I'll make this comment. Okay.
Oh yeah, make the comment.
Here's the comment. Really? Like you wouldn't have known this? I think it's the best system ever made.
Okay, fine. It's the fucking GBACW one, which I don't know what that is. Is that 3 Dog?
Okay. So that's what you'll go with 3 Dog. E4 Airman says 3 Dog. Oh, there he goes. He's telling us. Okay.
And we're
Charles, you were 1 game early.
I thought this was going to hit number 1 also.
Well, when you hear my next comment, you'll understand. I'm sorry, guys. This is, of all the gaming systems out there. Now, granted, I had a big lull when I wasn't playing games, but back to the late 60s, early 70s when I played a little bit, and now my current last 4 or 5 years, this is my opinion. This is the greatest system of games ever made.
Yes, they are. And guess who's got it on pre-order?
Love it. We need sticklers to come out so that we can bring more people into this. And the new one's going to be even better because they're adding the cavalry to it and whatnot. How'd that get in there? So this map here.
That's weird.
Recognize that?
Yeah, it's a Rick Barber map, and this is not a Rick Barber map game.
There were 4 series of maps made for this 3 Dog, and Rick Barber made one of them, and I've got them.
Oh, okay.
All 4 series of these maps.
Okay,
that's cool.
Okay,
that is pretty cool.
So that's number 2, and I'll say it again: GBACW is my favorite system.
All right, so then why is it your favorite system?
So
because
the rules are super deep. They've done everything they can to cover, well, a majority of potential actions in a Civil War engagement. Okay, you know, the retreating, the routing, the movement, the firepower, the best command structure, I think, when it comes to using your leaders, from your brigade leaders up to your division leader, up to your corps commanders or your overall commanders. They didn't, you know, you think of Lee just in freaking the movie Gettysburg, where he can't be everywhere at once, and allowing those leaders to, you know, hey, here's your general order. You act on that general order if you can, that type of stuff. Meade was the same way. Meade couldn't be everywhere on the battlefield. Okay. So I think this one represents it. You get a unit that's out of command. Well, these are 1-hour turns in these games, and the maximum that a force can get to activate is 4. Well, you know what? If you're out of command, you just lost one of those activations. Or if you're in command range of your superior, your next superior up, and he has a negative rating, you're going to lose 1 for being in command range of him because he's a 4 commander. And this it's just so cool to look at these. When I open these games up, whenever they make a new one, to look at the leaders and see what their ratings are, and see that like Cleburne's a +2 at Shiloh. I'm like, wow, that makes sense because he was a good commander. You know, Hood at Gettysburg, he's a +1, I think. Well, he's a +1 right there. So I think they really do a great job. It's a lot of depth. These games scare people away because it's too much to. Well, come on, Kev's had at it. He doesn't like it. Doesn't do it for me. But I think that's because this is just not up Kev's alley. Is this type of game?
Well, the one thing I mean, I don't want to call Kev out or anything. I just happened to see a video of his that he made when he played it. And I think one of his concerns was, and I could be misspeaking for him, so this is like, I think you have to check line of sight every time you move into a place, like, and so you got all these hills, and you're like, can he see him? Can he see him? Can he see him? Can anybody see him? So you're checking everyone's line of sight. And he said I think it just got kind of, from what I could tell from what he was saying, for him, it just got a little bit like, took too long to move a guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, if, like, let's say one of those brigades right there, let's say Anderson's brigade, there's 4 regiments sitting there. That artillery battery sent up there, the D1st New York Artillery Battery, he can fire 3 times during G. Anderson's activation. He can fire approach fire, He can also then fire defensive fire, and if they decide to melee or charge, he'll get the fire for that too. But it confused me when I first started playing these games. I thought to myself, man, these guys are going to be able to fire too much. Well, guess what? They can't necessarily. They can only do that per one enemy brigade's activation. So then if he does all that against that brigade, when that next brigade activates, he now gets reset and he can do it again. And there you go, Camp Store stuff. Fatigue. Fatigue has a huge effect, and we were talking about that last night. That I didn't know that the fatigue rules. I never even noticed they were optional. You can't. You would be losing the effect of the game if you did not apply fatigue rules to your play. So, well, there's no hidden movement in it, Nord, and you're playing it now anyhow. So, I mean, it's still. If I had to get rid of everything and I can only keep one system, it's going to be GBACW.
So it's funny you mentioned that about the all the reactionary opportunity, whatever, fire, because that's one of the first things you said when you're learning GTS. Like, these guys get to fire all the time. These guys get to fire. I mean, you have to pass a check. That's funny. That was something that kind of caught your eye initially.
Right. Yeah, good point, Jump Master. Good point. Okay, so that's number 2.
Whoops. Oh, wait. Are the fatigue rules optional?
Yeah, it says I noticed that about a week ago.
You just learned that after all this time.
Yeah. Which I probably didn't need to because I'm going to use them anyhow. So, I mean, you got to. Come on. I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think of what Evander Law, the last brigade to arrive for Hood before they kicked off the attack towards the Devil's Den and Round Tops. He literally marched
20-something miles.
Yeah, and then right into the battle line on the farthest point of the battlefield and right into the fight.
So how would that be reflected in this game?
Fatigue. So you have what's called march order, which when all these units arrive on the board, they're in column, bands playing, like you see the 20th Maine in the movie. And when you're in march mode, if let's say you get 4 activations automatically. There's one chit that's strong. It's called march mode. And the reason they do one chit is so that you can bring your units in that are in march mode without bumping into each other. You don't you move the first group first and the second group so they're all moving down the road. But if you stay on the road or the pike or whatever, they can move 3 activations without incurring any fatigue. But if they move that 4th one or they move the 3rd one off-road, then they start incurring fatigue. And there's the fatigue levels, there's like 6 of them, I think. 6. It starts to affect their recovery, how they perform. You're not going to be able to do certain things when they hit a certain fatigue level. Slows them down. So you got to pay attention to it. And then you got to pull troops out when they hit certain fatigue levels or they just become completely ineffective. So are there any other games out there that reflect that? Andrew, you know any?
I mean, there's miniatures games that are like that, but I don't necessarily know of many that are like that for Hex Encounter.
A couple comments here. Stuart says GMT needs to write a programmed rule book to allow new players to learn the system in chunks. Avalon Hill did it with Tobruk and Squad Leader. But I think the team is working on something, right? And then there's another comment I got to put up here when you're done.
Well, they're working on the simplified rules that they're going to come out with. But I think that we always talk about the appendix in these rule books. They have a very good one in GBACW rules. And you can download those for free, guys. You can download GBACW rules for free. Go ahead.
Fatigue is optional in the older edition, T-Dog, but I bet the new version it's required. So it says Tony.
Tony!
Fatigue level for fire shock, UDDs.
So the 2023 is the latest. Yeah, it says right here on the cover in the table of contents, Rule 17.0 fatigue optional.
You also need to hold back several regiments from each brigade for support reasons. Otherwise, your lines have no support. All right. So I think Charles is getting tired. He wants to go. Who's number 1?
Well,
and then you said, isn't GMT coming out with? Oh yes, sorry, we just said that, Perry.
They are.
I know that's blasphemy to some people, but some of us might appreciate it. But just learn it all. I guess I don't know.
Right. That's good.
But I like that they're coming out with something that can help people. I know program rules are a wonderful thing. I don't know why.
Right.
I mean, it's tough to do it, and it makes the rules a little squirrely. But
I'll say this for any of you those out there: if you like the looks of GBACW, but you're afraid of it, if you can find Death Valley, pick it up. It's got some small fights in it. Or get over there and get still on the pre-order for Stigler's game because it's going to be pretty cheap.
Nordic says game cannot come out soon enough. Isn't it like $38?
Yeah, it's cheap. Hell,
Yeah, it's
the new Three Dog is $63.
That's great.
Get over there and pre-order Stigler's game. If you're interested in this, but you're afraid of it, get that game because there's going to be picture playthrough type stuff in there with the rules, and they're going to be very, very small battles to deal with. All right.
Yeah, real quick.
Believe it or not, Jump Master, the reason that God had to take Dan Reynolds' leg is because otherwise he was going to set a new record for the 600-meter dash, going from his headquarters behind the peach orchard to the top of Warfield Ridge.
Or shoot another one of his wife's lovers on the run.
Yeah, well, somebody said Philip Barton Key was up there talking shit.
Camp, I think I agree with you if it comes out. Charles, we discussed this. This will not be one of them because it's not really about Gettysburg. It's that's too operational. He was just really like a game specifically on the battle. So he likes GCACW, but that didn't really fit what he was thinking about it.
I love it. Love it.
Do we know what number one is?
Amen, America. All right, so part putting your guesses in. Number one.
I think it's the C3I Gettysburg magazine game.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, you want me to give the keyword to number one?
Oh yeah, what's your comment?
Nostalgia.
Yeah, it's Terrible Swiss Sword, the SPI version.
No, that's McMurray's guess. Anyone now? Okay, never mind.
He only has the same thing, the same one that the TSR stuff is under.
Yeah.
Nordic thought it was going to be a video game.
There you go, right there. What a cover!
Cataclysm World of Warcraft
cover. It does. I'm sorry, it just doesn't get better than that. That's an ugly picture there.
I knew it was going to be this when you separated out the TSR version for a number 10
that
spot.
map.
All right, so explain to me: are there just two versions, or are there three?
There's a bunch of versions.
Three Dog is not. They didn't label it Terrible Swift Sword. But
Three Dog is Terrible Swift Sword.
Well, I mean, it's Gettysburg, and it's in the GBACW. Just that these GBACW games had different rules.
Yeah, they weren't GBACW yet. This was pre-GBACW being a system.
I can remember going over here and playing this game and having my casualty counters building up, and then somewhere along the line, I dropped an ink pen or I bumped it. And I'm like, fuck. I have my soapbox, and Andrew was kind enough that he come across 2 copies of the game. I had 2 copies of it. I did sell one that I pieced together to make sure it was right. But come on, guys. Okay, so here's the story of this game, okay? I got my mama. She bought it for me for Christmas. It was $20.
Oh, that's a good memory then.
Yeah, and I could not wait for Christmas Day. So my little sister and I, Mom worked. My little sister and I were home all the time. We decided to raid the Christmas present closet. I had this game out. I had this game out, and I had the second day the Devil's Den Little Round Top fight. I took the screen out of my window and set the map up on the screen. I had a hardwood floor in my bedroom and was playing the game under my bed, but I wasn't the brightest bulb in the box because my blankets didn't cover down on the floor. And Mom saw it. Man, I never got my ass beat so bad. I didn't get to see that game again until the end of January.
Boy, guys, could you imagine that? Who would have thought that? Jeff had the brightest bulb in the box.
Oh, my God. Jeff. Well,
I can't believe you stole that out of your mother's hard-won Christmas present.
My little sister stole her Barbie doll stuff out, and she didn't even get whooped, but I did.
Okay, she probably hit it right. That's probably why that worked out. So your sister's bright. So, I mean, that's a good story, and I appreciate you being honest and making that confession here in front of all of us. That was very, very big of you.
Very brave, Jeffrey.
Ashley said, Stuart Ashley, I remember when I ogled TSS in the store for the first time. Awesome pick for number 1. Yeah, I mean, it's cool that you have such good memories and you love the game still. Yeah, no, she didn't get cut, I'm sure.
I do. I mean,
fitting choice for number 1.
Yeah. You can kill these units pretty fast.
Right,
I think that was the biggest complaint about the game. But man, what a fun game that was.
So But you would play 3-dog, right? I mean that.
Yeah. I mean, the depth of 3-dog now adds a lot more to it. You know, you didn't have to think as hard playing Terrible Swift Sword.
Jump Master. And
There
Pudge
you go.
Copy. Hexy's mom was Lee and Hexy was Stewart.
I think it was worse than that. But man, this game is I'm sorry. There's bliss right there, buddy. That
Okay.
and then I've got the soapbox edition too. So I'm sorry, it just did. I mean, and there were a lot of great games that they had out when this came out. A lot of great SPI had so many good games, but this one right here, this is what really got me going. And it's of the games I have. I mean, there's a few that I've kept for years, but this one here, it's like, I don't know. It's that one memento through your life that you just don't ever want to let go of. And
That's more like it.
Hexy was Sickles and his mother was the Cannonball. Real quick, this is off topic, half-assed. Sorry, not on topic. I'm finally at home ripping the string off Greatest Day Sword Juno Gold because after seeing wardrobe layout Utah maps, I wanted to see the Commonwealth maps laid out. Yeah, baby.
Jesus,
Thanks.
there you go.
Look at me, just get myself some props here. Thanks.
That's
Thanks,
fine.
half-assed.
You give all your props. So there's my spreadsheet.
Oh, there it is.
I'll figure out how to get that somewhere for you guys. Like I said, this is just my ratings of this stuff. It's nothing, have your own. It would really be cool for those of you guys that have a bunch of Gettysburg game. Hey, you can post comments in this thing later. Tell us
what post the Gettysburg games you own in your ranking in the comments. Like, try them down there. If you got 2 games, cool. Put which one you like better than the other one.
Yeah.
Rolo says, great story. Yeah, I mean, Jeff's kind of obsessive about it, so you certainly don't have to list 23 games, but
hopefully nobody else has that problem.
At ABC, I have none. I basically have none. I have great campaigns, and I have Battle Cry. So I really don't have.
I thought I gave you a copy of the C3I version, or did that get shipped out already?
I probably sold it for $1 million.
Well,
I don't remember.
It was a postcard.
Yeah, I think I did give you one, Todd, because that's the game that I got 3 copies of in the box.
Wow, how rude of me.
Yeah, what a dick.
So, like I say, if some of you guys out there, you get a chance, drop a note in the comments about, even if it's just your favorite Gettysburg game and maybe why you like it, drop it in there. If I missed now remember, this was Gettysburg, the battle specific only, nothing operational around it, just the battle specific. If you've got one out there that I did not drop on here that I don't know about, let me know about it, because I've got some buddies that might have these things hidden away somewhere that I could get my hands on and playing. Always, if it's Civil War, I mean, come on, some of these things like Fateful Lightning and High Tide Confederacy, I never heard of them.
I was kind of figuring you were going to have Avalon Hill's Little Round Top on here somewhere.
I'd love to have that one. Did I send you? I sent you the Devil's Den one, right?
No, you sent me Little Round Top. The issue is the rules are like printed on loose leaf, and they're all out of order, and they're not printed in a manner that I can reattach them together in order.
Right.
And so I need to find a PDF of those somewhere. But yeah.
And I think, Chuck, just to those of you that are on the Worthington bandwagon, maybe I will see if I can't get a copy of it and give it a playthrough. Maybe there's stuff in there that's different from the previous ones. I think what Andrew was trying to say, and I was trying to say earlier, is the 7 Days Battle one. I had so many high hopes because there just wasn't, other than CWBS, there just wasn't one out there. I wasn't going to set up CWBS and play it because it would take a lot longer. And when I played the first 2 games, my trigger did not get tripped.
And again, that's perfectly fine, but I feel like you probably have a good time playing the Gettysburg one just because it's Gettysburg. And you did enjoy Shiloh. You enjoyed the shit out of Shiloh. Like, you could hear it.
Yeah,
hey, watch your call middle-aged, ABC. Yeah, I feel like you had a good time with that. That was one of those ones, not quite to the level of Todd playing GCACW for the first time, but you could hear how excited you were in your voice.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Stuart, the one that I'm waiting for is the Bull Run, which they've been advertising for 2.5 years.
You talking about the Compass game?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. So you're not getting that one.
Well, I don't know. I hadn't heard of these two. I have the Manassas.
Oh wait, is this based on Eric Lee Smith's system? That one that he.
I don't think we're talking about the reprint of Across 5 Aprils.
Whoa! Did Hexy say something? Lips are moving. I'm not listening. Damn.
Oh my Lord!
Wow!
Solid, good call, Charles.
Camp Sawyer, flanks of Gettysburg.
That's right. Now I know what he's talking about. Okay. I probably should. I really probably should. I'm just kind of
Camp Sawyer, just Avalon Hill, Devil's Den.
That looks like a fun game. That really does. That looks like a really, really fun game. And there's, like I said, there's probably some out there I've missed. Like I said, a bunch of these ones I've got, I'd never heard of. So, yeah, I mean,
kind of saucy.
Yeah.
But,
I hope that did somebody some justice. Chuck, I said that maybe I will reach out and grab the Worthington Gettysburg game and give it a go through. I watched your video. Chuck, I don't have to play it. You played it. I watch your stuff. So you may not see me comment all the time, but I do watch it.
Jumpmaster, you know where one game that I really found had a lot of last-minute urgency for the Union was Gettysburg 77. There isn't like an accelerated road movement for the most part in that game. It's just you double move, but you are starting so goddamn far from the field as the Union and the Confederacy, to be honest with you, but especially as the Union, that it is you're hustling. You're hustling.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it, buddy. You know who's not on here that I would have thought would not have missed this?
Stig?
Yeah. Is he down at Conson?
Probably.
I don't know. I mean, I've certainly not heard anything like he's there, but
he's not on the playtest team for Gettysburg for 3 Dog down there. So.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. There are not very many videos about this system, considering like Stig's got a couple, but Stig needs to redo his first one. And
I did using the 2023 rules. I did sections 3 through 8 or 9, I think. And I told somebody the other night that once I get into the new apartment and I can get everything back up in full form, that I need to get back to that. Because it's, I don't know. And I tell you what, those Stigler's game's going to help. And I guess maybe I don't understand. You know, I'm not a production guy, so I don't understand how.
Oh, okay.
How that's not getting pushed, because that game's going to bring a lot more people. And then you're going to turn around and Dick Whitaker and them are going to put out basic game rules to play that thing. Which, you know, I talked with Dick about it when he brought it up, and I saw him in Gettysburg a year and a half ago, and he knew that I didn't care for it, but when he made his point, I was like, shit, he's right.
I mean, I hate to say it, but that game is the one that's probably going to sell a ton of copies because everybody wants to get into GBACW, but it's this big hulking, boogeyman.
Yeah, and right. Camp Sawyer's videos are great. You want turn-by-turn play, go an explanation, go watch his.
On GBACW.
Yep.
Okay.
He's playing his sequence of 1864 games right now.
Oh, that's right.
I've got his linked on my channel, so every time he posts one, I go over and steal it and place it on my channel, so you can see him through his and through mine.
Yeah, Rebel Fury. I'm sure they'll cover some Gettysburg on that system eventually.
Well, what's in Rebel Fury?
Well, so Rebel Fury is allegedly based off of the C3I Gettysburg rules. So I don't know if they will.
I think he will because he made enough changes on it. I think
they even changed the scale of the game.
Yeah.
Like as opposed to 3 days of C3I, each counter is a fucking core. It's ridiculous. And then they split the Confederate Corps into 2 parts.
Was Death Valley kind of an entry level?
Well, it has smaller battles in it. You're telling me Death Valley, there's no more now? It's done? Wow. It must have happened just recently. But that's another one that you watch people on Consom. They'll dump it, and they'll dump it very inexpensive because it's, and we said I'm going to go back to Kev because I think what it is with because Kev plays those big games, the OCS stuff, and he's a master of those. And how this one didn't get him. Believe me, I will never question Kev either. I have to look up to him with what he does with games. But there's a lot of people out there that can't handle this system, and like the Death Valley one, which is you want a box of games that's worth the price. People are selling these things at $50 and $60 because it's just too much game, or they just don't have time to play it.
Yeah, it seems like it'll be a while before if they ever do it. So there was a supplement for it too?
Yeah, the expansion that added like 4 new battles to it or something.
Cool. Oh, wait, is Death Valley the one I had and I sent to you?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then who did I send it to? No, I sent it back to you, didn't I?
No.
We gave it to somebody. Oh, we did a giveaway. Who got that from us?
No.
Oh, no. I took it to Gettysburg and gave it to a guy in Gettysburg.
That's right. I got that free, which is because I got a drawing or something. Yeah. So I should have kept it, I guess, since it's going to be my favorite new system coming up soon.
Your favorite new SCS game?
I was going to say Todd's favorite new SCS games.
Okay, here's what I see happening, guys. And
all right, here we go. Yeah, this prediction.
You can take this as a quote.
All right. Write it down. Put your money down.
Once you two St. Louis boys get out of that garage and play AMFS, GBACW is going to be, we can handle that.
Okay. I think it's going to be more along the lines of let's start picking up, Rocket Chickamauga and some of the Broken Shields or whatever it is.
Hey, Andrew, you played Bolt Action. You should be able to play ASL.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, you played X-Wing. Let's play Starfleet battles.
I see it happening. I see us vacillating.
You should question Kev, but you should probably question Kev on more hilarious things like why you live somewhere so dry, bro. Stuff like that.
No, Camp, I'm not. I can't.
He doesn't leave Gettysburg in West Virginia.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard for me to do.
We have to go to him.
Yeah, he's way too attached to John Denver to ever leave anywhere outside like 100 miles from West Virginia. Big John Denver guy. This Hexy.
Daggum. Well, here's the thing. It's funny. When I had that game, Hexy said, keep that game, get that supplement because that's where I got it. I got it miniature market on Ding and Dent for like $25 or something. And there was nothing wrong.
Death Valley. Yep. My bad.
And Hexy said, keep it or whatever you want to do with it. Just know it's going to be worth money later. And he's right.
And I say that because, when you pull Civil War battle games out, they're Gettysburg, they're Chickamauga, they're Antietam, they're Shiloh. Not Death Valley. 1, 2, and 3 Winchester, Kernstown 1 and 2, Cool Springs. All these battles that you never, you always get the 5 or 6 infamous ones that everybody knows about, and you never get the smaller fights. GBACW did a couple of battles in the Red River stuff in the early years. Hell, they did freaking, was it New Orleans? What was that game called? Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge, I had that. I was about to say, Blind Swords. Play Blind Swords. Play Pea Ridge. Play Kernstown. That's one of them. You can play Wilson's Creek. Blind Swords is the system to get guys. Sorry, I should be beating this corner.
GBACW, that's one of those things you've got to want to play a very, very detailed game. You've got to want to do it. It's just because I'd love to see every one of y'all buying that, everybody playing that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't like that depth, and look, everybody knows that that's my thing. And every time I play it, I still got to have the rule book laying next to me.
Cross 5 Aprils has both those, Jumpmaster. So basically,
did we film Bentonville on you, or did I do Bentonville? I think I did Bentonville myself.
I think you probably did, because that's a real small one. It's got a lot of counter density to it, but it's a small one that I think I smashed through on my own one day. But yes, if your idea of a good time is using tacky glue for lube, then get after it with the GBACW. It will make your life more difficult, but somebody's going to like it in the end.
Yeah.
So
Sleepy Joe, don't let go of him, brother. Give it a chance. Let Stigler's game hit you, man, and let's give it a chance, man. Because you're killing the GCACW, doing a great job with that stuff right there, man. I'd love to see you play in GBACW.
Jeff's got to send me Dick Whitaker's game before we even comprehend this, and then Todd's got to read it.
Yeah, we got to have that discussion because Todd wasn't listening the other night when we did this. So we know that I have 2 copies of 3 Dog of the new one pre-ordered. All right. And, of course, the second one is we got to hope first that Stigler's game comes out, which it should.
We're not playing 3 Dog.
And Todd gets it, and he plays it, and he likes it. Then he'll have his copy of 3 Dog, the new one.
He got me 3. 3 Dogs waiting for me if I enjoy the game.
Yeah. And if it doesn't,
in other news,
giving it away.
Business end of Jeffy's crack pipe is white hot. He's reaching for it now. But no, I mean, who knows? I'm really looking forward to Tattered Flags.
That's going to be so good. That's really going to be good. That's going to get over there and pre-order that one too, guys. Blue Panther. Get over there and do it. Because you're going to want that one too.
Big time. Big time, big time, big time.
So, all right. Well, anybody got anything else they want to pop at us, or
the last that Paul Koenig game, Gettysburg? I'm looking forward to also if that's a slightly polished up Gettysburg 77 intermediate.
I didn't even know that existed till you brought that.
Buddy, I didn't either. And then that lady had the whole damn system there. I think you did though, because you sent me a magazine. I think it's a Strategy and Tactics with Sherman on the front of it. And it's a Shiloh game. And it is the magazine version of his Shiloh boxed game.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I can't remember what it's called. Gettysburg, the wheat field, Tattered Flags.
Right.
Talking about this one? If you go basically anywhere that war games are talked about, it's been a big thing. But yeah, no. So I mean, I think there's Shiloh, Gettysburg, and Chancellorsville at least, but I think there's 4 games in this system or 5. I don't remember. Yeah, Archie needs to go south. Big dog, south. Yes.
Oh, Alan, you did not just say that.
Sawyer, Jeff is getting ready to push out. This winter is going to be just boom, boom. Jeff plays nothing but ACW naval games, right? Jeff's going to jump in with Yakinto Ironclads. He's going to have Rebel or Raiders, Rebels or whatever. He's going to start playing. He's got those 3D printers. He's going to whip those things out, start 3D printing long face games models like crazy and start playing Dahlgren and Columbiad and Dawn of Iron and all.
You muted it. He's muted.
Dirty pieces of shit. You unmuted me too fast. There.
Too funny. I'll play Pacific War before I play any of that.
You're welcome, Stuart. Thanks for coming on.
Yep, thanks, Stuart.
And I said, what was the one I was gonna? Oh, are you? So, Andrew, do you want to get that? Or are you gonna wait till you play first? The Pipe Creek expansion.
See, I didn't know that was out.
Well, I think it's on pre-order, right? Or is it out?
Oh, okay, because I know Herman was talking about it as being the next thing in Black Swans, and then all of a sudden they're like, Chickamauga, what's up?
Slob, you need to do a Gettysburg thing again and get Nord to come down and get Sawyer to come down. And I'd like to get these 2 guys we've been talking about for 2 years now about coming out here. So
it'll happen. I promise.
It has to, man.
Charles, you can't sell Rebel Fury. You haven't played it yet.
He loves his OSG. He really does. And
I know he does.
That's the only reason why I haven't gone there and maybe bought one every month or 2 because they're expensive. But they're good. They're worth it.
Yeah, they are a cool game. I like his whole approach, and yeah, it would be the Napoleonic game I'd play if I was getting something deeper.
Camp, I'm always open for a trip to GB. 1-day tour. Oh man, I'll get tour guide Phil to meet us, and we'll have our own tour guide. Although I got a feeling that most of us probably don't need it when we go to Gettysburg.
Can you get what's his name, Matt Atkinson?
Well, why not?
Matt, what's his name?
Tour Guides Phil's video that they brought him in was Stuff Writer. Stuff Writer's the guy that does all the Matt Atkinson stuff.
There you go. I always get Matt Atkinson. It's Matt Atkinson, isn't it?
Yeah, Atkinson. And his wife, she's a tour guide.
She is also. I always get he and Rick Atkinson mixed up,
Yeah.
but they're two very different people.
Thanks for dropping by, Jump Master. Appreciate that.
Yeah, glad you did, Jump. Appreciate your comments over on the channel too, man. Good stuff, buddy. All you guys in the chat that post your comments over there. I try to respond to everything if I can. I don't always get to. Sometimes I play, like today I was playing late catch up on some older comments and stuff. But I get so much out of what you guys put in those comments over there that I apply to things with games I'm playing and stuff. You may not hear me say nothing, but look, this little slump I've been going through with playing, my God, the bombarding I've been getting from people with ideas and suggestions has just been outstanding.
Play a naval game. They're amazing.
You're going to put me back into a slump if you keep doing that. I've only owned one that's straight naval.
Battleship.
I'd play that.
No, it's you Kinto Ironclads. The issue is I'm not always going to play Battleship with you because you're the kind of guy that just moves your ships around.
Oh, people do that?
Hey, Nord and the rest of you guys, get over there, go to YouTube, look up Stuff Writer, and go in there. In one of the last recent videos they just shot, it has Tour Guide Phil in it. I just can't think of which one it was off the top of my head, but it's his first one with video, and it's really, really good. Oh, Brian Pahanka, there you go. Did we lose him too? Is he gone too? Is he still around?
See?
No, Matt did McGilvery's Battery, but it was around that same area that Tour Guide Phil did his. And he plays GBACW, Tour Guide Phil does. He was one of the test players with me for the Wilderness.
Whoops.
Yeah, I thought Brian Pahanka died a while back.
Same comment.
We've lost some good ones, man, that have passed away. So, all right, hey, great show tonight, guys. I'm going to bail one more day of work tomorrow. I got a big money golf tournament to play on Saturday, so looking forward to that. Weather's going to be
beautiful weather for it.
Yep, 82 degrees, I think, is the high. So, like I say, you guys, your Gettysburg games, if you got something when the video ends, post it over there in the comments. Let me know what games I'm missing or what game that you like and why you like it if you put it in there. And I want to see what everybody's opinion is. Let's find out what everybody really likes, what Gettysburg game. I don't care if it's a tiny game or if it's a big game. Put it in there. Let us know what you like, all right? Because we might find something in there that we don't know about, and next thing you know, one of us will have it. So, all right, gang. Good evening. Good show. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Thanks for all the comments tonight. Sleepy Joe, half-assed. Dude, hang on to GBACW, brother, and keep up the GCACW stuff you're doing because we get over there and we look at it.
Yep.
Right here, Charles, right here.
Talk to y'all soon. Night, everybody.
Yeah.